Hey everyone, my name's Driftwood. For over a year now, I've been reliving the beta versions of Minecraft. While the nostalgia brought me back, my desire to keep playing an obsolete version of a game is what interested me more. That's why today I have asked a simple question. Was Minecraft beta actually a better experience than the Minecraft we know today? Now of course we're going to be comparing how well the two versions work as a survival game, since back then there was only survival mode. If I were comparing the building and sandbox aspects of the game, the latest version would win hands down. But for now we're going to be as fair as possible to Minecraft beta to see if the experience is actually better than Minecraft 1.16. One of the things that anyone would immediately notice when going back to Minecraft beta is the lack of a hunger bar. While some people might think it's strange that Minecraft once didn't have the hunger mechanic, myself and many other people think that the whole food system in Minecraft beta worked better. First of all, you were allowed to focus on doing other things instead of having to constantly worry about your food. Secondly, the fact that the food doesn't stack is actually a benefit, as it makes the game more balanced, because your ability to survive is directly dependent on how much food you have at one given time. The balance of the food system ties into the next thing I'm going to talk about, which is the difficulty of the game. I think they had it just right in 2011, and have since made the game too easy. While Minecraft beta is not a hard game by any means, it's a more fair challenge for the player. For example, the game's main difficulty, the hostile mobs, are more difficult to deal with here, even if their AI could be a little dumb. In the current version, you could easily sprint away from them and avoid fighting at any time. Not only that, but they are actually less likely to hit you, since there's a small amount of lag with the enemies, and it's easier to knock them back without them getting a hit on you. If you really want to step up the challenge, play on beta version 1.2 and below, since back then there were no beds in the game. The bed is one of the things that makes me angry about survival mode, since you can literally skip the main challenge in the game. I think that the beta versions that had beds still used it tastefully, because there is a chance that you'll be awakened by a zombie or skeleton when you sleep, so the beds aren't 100% reliable. But still, I don't like them and recommend playing beta 1.2 if you don't either. And don't get me started on phantoms. Seriously, this is the stupidest addition to the game because it punishes the players for skipping the main challenge of the game, which is completely backwards logic to me. I mean, what if you were returning to the surface after a long mining session? It just happens to be nighttime, so phantoms bombard you as soon as you come out of the ground. This actually happened to me on my hardcore Let's Play last year. My base didn't have a roof yet, and I just finished a long mining session, and down come the phantoms to eat my face off. Okay, enough ranting about the phantoms. Now it's time to talk about another more recent addition to the game that I don't really like, which is the recipe book. Well, I get that they added this to make the game more accessible and more in line with the console versions. I personally liked figuring out how to craft things myself when I first started playing. Though my dad was probably telling me how to craft things from over my shoulder, it was more rewarding to find the perfect layout in the crafting table and make some item I wanted to use. It's kind of like finally finding the solution to a puzzle in a Zelda game after a few minutes spent scratching your head, although on a smaller scale. And just like the Zelda games, you can always look at the Minecraft wiki if you want to learn how to make something. But the recipe book just brings that right into the game, and I never really liked that. Speaking of rewarding, in beta you come across ores and other rare items less frequently, so it feels even better to find them. Next up, I'm going to talk about the building in beta versus now. You might be saying, but Driftwood, the building is so much better now, and you would be right. But it's more about why you build. More difficult nighttime in beta is what got you to build something that's more functional and will protect you from the things that come out at night. But now, since the night isn't much of a threat, people could just run around and avoid everything, or just put a bed down in the open and sleep, which wouldn't even work in beta because of the nightmare mechanic. So when people go to build something, they try to make it look nice instead of making it functional. Another thing I would like to add that gives Minecraft beta the edge is that there's no end to the game. There was no one thing that you were working towards. You could just create whatever goal you want. With the Ender Dragon fight, most people just want to beat the Ender Dragon and be done with that world. But that can make you bored of Minecraft really quickly. I think the game should be as open-ended as possible, and Minecraft beta accomplishes that perfectly, by being simple and straightforward while not holding your hand. Finally, I'm going to talk about the thing that keeps bringing a lot of people back to Minecraft beta, and that is the terrain generation. In beta, the terrain is leaps and bounds more interesting to look at and explore than the terrain in Minecraft of today. On some seeds, you can find some crazy mountains that almost reach the build limit. And then you can look down and see a cool looking valley with more towering cliffs and waterfalls in the distance. If you're bored of how the worlds can look today, load up a version of Minecraft beta, and you just might fall in love with it like I did. That's about all I wanted to mention in this video. And to answer that question from the beginning, yes, I think Minecraft beta got everything right, and the newer versions, while still a fantastic game, are a little lacking when it comes to the survival experience. If you have a friend who still hasn't played Minecraft, I would recommend you tell them to play an older version like beta 1.7 before playing the newest release, just so they can see how far the game has come. I think beta is honestly a better fit for new players because of its simplicity, and it will allow them to explore the game without being outright told how to do everything, which in my opinion is the way it should be. Before the video ends, I just wanted to say thank you for 200 subscribers. It's not much in the grand scheme of things, but it's enough to start some kind of community. If you know people who might be interested in watching the kind of videos that I make, go ahead and tell them about me. We might be able to turn this channel into something bigger together. That's all for this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.